Okay, so we're going to go ahead and delve into Lydian. This is just a Lydian Basics video, and we've covered these every Basics video has covered the same kind of thing. We kind of try to establish what makes Lydian, or the mode, and what color tone is, what key you can write it down in. In my case, I prefer the key that you don't have to add any accidentals to. And this is totally up to you. If you want to write Lydian with one flat as if it's, and you'd keep having to sharpen the B, then do that. But I would personally don't prefer that. So Lydian, what makes Lydian Lydian? That color tone right there, that B. So we're going to go through this a little faster than the previous Basics videos because it's the same process really. So I thought I'd play a few examples. Like, if you know Debussy really well, you know this. Complete and total Lydian sound. And I'll play one more example. And this started to arise in the late 1900s, and it kind of responds to the Wagner movement, like what's left to do with tonality? Well, explore these modes in their triads. And in film scores, Lydian's very prominent in film scores, okay? Okay, everybody's probably heard that. So basically when these composers started to hit, well, I'll just play something, this really highly chromatic highly chromatic harmony that's kind of, Wagner, and really pushing the bounds of tonality. They're like, well, what's left in the major and minor system to do? And really nothing after that, so they started to explore, like, this is actually a little different than the other videos, but they started to explore the these modes. And let me just wander around using kind of the same kind of thing, constant modulation but with modes, and has a completely different sound. I just randomly was playing a bunch of Lydian scales there, but see, F Lydian, A Lydian, D Lydian, B Lydian, E flat Lydian. Okay, so that was kind of the answer to the Wagner movement, and just kind of exploring these modes. So here's the first step. You want to really get that color tone in your head. You want to start humming out melodies as you randomly play. So look, I don't want to be a singer at all. I mean, this is just ear training. I'm trying to get that sharp 4 in my head, okay? That note tone right there. So, and get that Lydian sound stuck in my head, okay? So you really want to concentrate on that note when you're humming things out. Relate it to the root, the center. And we've been through these exercises before, so I'm not going to cover a huge deal on it. So F Lydian shares the same chords as C major, so this is my preferred way to write it out. So however, now your tonal center, your return point is that F, not the C, okay? The return point is F. So I'm going to play something similar to what I did earlier, and I'm going to wander around with Lydian again. See, this might be a very so I'm constantly just thinking of Lydian here. So we'll go ahead and do the same exact format as before, where we take each one move at a time and work with it, and gradually start adding all the possible chords that you can use within a single key, as in F Lydian. So what to do in this case is mostly just the ear training and start to recognize Lydian, and then, you know, that sharp 4, really listen for it, hum it out, do as much as you can. You want to really listen for that color tone and this will help enable you to hear Lydian without any reference whatsoever. You can walk by a TV set, like I've said before, somebody be playing a movie and you'd listen to the soundtrack and you'd be like, wow, that's Lydian, a Lydian part anyway, or you hear it on the radio with some rock band or something. So let's move on to the next one. And actually, one of the reasons I'm doing this tonal basic triadic modes, sometimes I wander away from that, is because, you know, it's really hard to find that. Usually it's with the guitar riffs or jazz music, and I like all kinds of forms of music, but I found this very lacking, and it's an area when I was trying to break free of the traditional major and minor system that was really lacking in content. Yet its basic triadic modal music actually does exist out there in the real world. So let's move on to Lydian chords.